broadcast of Loomis Chafee Boys Soccer versus Phillips Academy, Phillips Andover Academy. My name is John Cunningham, and I'll be in the broadcast right now. And pardon the interruption. I'm Michael Susky with the ball shot off the crossbar. Wow. Looks like there was a call offsides. I'm not sure what the call was, but it couldn't have been a goal kick. But there's Kevin Gosgill going up for the header. Comes down to an Andover player in the front. This is Zach Peters and Shane Bruno playing him. It's number 19 for Andover. Allen had a quick stint with the Conn College soccer team playing goalkeeper, so it's nice to see some prep school products making their way towards the NESCAC. Here he is with a shot, high curving ball. He certainly missed that. He's not happy with it. And Jameis, the looming up the goal kick. Just for those joining us, Loomis is in the red jerseys, Andover in the white. Little Friday Night Lights action for you here as James kicks a high goal kick right to the midfield line, and it's headed by Andover throwing, taken quickly, but Aiden O'Brien wins the ball back. He's quickly doubled and loses it. Unfamiliar field for the Pelicans, as they normally play their games on the opposite end of campus, on the meadows, on Helfrich Field, a grass field, a much slower field than this turf field. The ball's going to fly, and a little bit smaller of a field as well. So you're going to see a lot of pressure all game long from both sides. Exhibit A right there as Peter steps up and takes that one away. That ball played down the line to freshman Will Cleary. He's a little faculty brat in his first year here at Loomis Chafee, and freshman sensation, so to speak. Scored his first goal the other day against the Brunswick Bruins in a 1-0 victory. But here the ball now, top of the box. Kicked around a little bit and eventually cleared by Andover. So Shane Bruno now closing in on it. Playing back to Jameis. Jameis settles. Sends it over to Eamon Moylan. Sophomore, number 18 with the ball. Plays a high ball towards the corner of the field. Looks like the goalkeeper's going to handle that one. I apologize, folks, if there's a wind interference from the mic. It's windy up here. I'm up on the scaffolding and it's shaking a little bit, so I have to admit I'm a little nervous up here myself. But now Rabin's now with the ball once again. He seems to be glued to his feet. His legs in and out, in and out. But Andover now down the left flank has it. That's number 6 with the ball. Ignacio Hidalgo. Andover still with it. Moving along, and that's won by McPherson and played up. Susky now with the ball. Back to McPherson, the other McPherson, as there are 2 of them out on the field right now. 25 and number 6. But here's Susky down the right flank, crosses into the middle. He's in the top of the box now, fights off a couple defenders and plays one back to McPherson, who plays it off. Now it's Cosgill. Tries to play one in, and that's knocked away by an Andover defender. Here's looks, plays in. To Cosgill again. Looks like it's going to be a... McPherson now on the ball, plays it to O'Brien. Playing it back, that's Moreland to Bruno. Ball's turned now. Loomis applying some pressure. It's played down the line, and this could be tricky, this quick turf. Peters onto it, plays one in. Well played ball, but Andover handles and looking to clear now. That's number 11 with the ball. Isaac Hershenson. Folks, I apologize for those listening if I pronounce your child's name wrong. I'm doing my best. I just got familiarized with the Andover roster only a few minutes ago, so I'll do my best to make sure we're all set here. So that's Andover with the free kick here, 41-yard line. It's a deep ball driven in. So it's going to get through to goalkeeper James Fight. He's going to let it run out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for Loomis. Fight's goal kick right at the midline once again, the 54-yard line there. It's fought for by Will Cleary and Kevin Costco, still fighting for it. Costco handles it, sends it back to Peters. Peters now to Bruno. Bruno by a guy and plays it across to Moylan. Ball a little bit in front of Moylan, but he hands it and plays it up the line to McPherson. McPherson now with it. Charging up the line with some speed. He's looking for Susky down in the corner. Hits Susky's feet, but he can't quite corral it in. Now they fight over it. Susky pretty physical forward. Kind of a little bit of a prep school phenom last year. The Connecticut State Gatorade Player of the Year, 40 goals and 10 assists. A pretty magical season for him as Loomis Chafee won the NEPSAC Class A championship. But now here's Andover charging up the field. A tackle there, and Costco has the ball back. Plays it along to Peters. Peters slicing and dicing, plays it along into the corner. Nice turn there. Ball still fought over in the corner. Looks like he's going to try and draw a corner kick. Really nice job. Cleary looks like he's going to take it with his right foot here. Ball bending back towards the middle of the field. Plays a short one onto a charging McPherson. It's headed down. Peters struggles to corral that. And now Andover on the counterattack. A 3-on-2 here, but the ball's played too far ahead. And that's what I was referencing earlier. I think these teams aren't going to be super familiar with this turf field. It plays fast. A ball on the ground will fly as opposed to a normal grass field. But here's O'Brien now with it to Bruno. Out to Peters. Peters with it along the right flank. Bruno playing back to Jameis. Jameis calmly plays it along to Moylan. Pressure coming to Moylan. He plays into the middle of the field to O'Brien. Corrals it. And to McPherson out in the alley. McPherson taking it now. Playing through. Some soccer here as his brother manages to turn his first man. Stays with the ball. Fights off a slide tackle. Kind of punches one in through the middle, but it's knocked down by Andover. And now Andover on the counter. Aiden O'Brien takes that ball away. Now we're back. Loomis has it. There's Moylan with it. Moylan, a sophomore, new to the team this year. Last year he was a JV player, and he finds himself starting at the center of the defense. So Bruins, a 1-0 victory. The game-winning goal coming from William Cleary early in the first half, actually. Susky with the assist. Fun game to watch. I was working the time clock, excuse me, with teacher Matt D'Annunzio, baseball coach, football coach here on the island. So now Peters with it. He's got one man to beat. Goes down the alley, beats him with speed. He's looking to play one in now. Pulls it in with his right foot onto a charging Susky, but it's just played past. And a misplay by the Andover defender. Here's McPherson with it now. Slices and dices his way out of the goal line. Oh, a cross that's played in, but blocked by an It's been in towards the goal. Similar looking ball, but it's headed away by Andover. It's corralled by Peters. Excuse me, still corralling it. He looks to play the ball into the middle to Kevin Costco. He's going to play one along to Aiden O'Brien. O'Brien plays to Susky. Susky, not his best touch there. He's shaking his head in a little bit of disappointment, but I'll keep harping on it. This turf they are not used to yet at all. So here's Peters coming back for the throw-in now. Goes it into Bruno. Bruno plays to Moylan. Moylan turns, plays up. O'Brien to McPherson. McPherson with it, dribbles, plays one down to his brother, and that ball goes out of bounds. Well played by the ref. Here comes Andover now with the throw-in. That's the Loomis Chafee fan section there. They're doing a little bit of a blackout as students were encouraged to wear all black. And that's Eamon Moylan with the turn, making his man fall over and getting a reaction from, I'm sure, a bunch of his friends out there in the crowd. This ball now played. Oh, a fantastic effort from McPherson there to keep it. Waiting for a run. Strong flick there. But it's corralled by Moylan. Excuse me, that's Bruno, not Moylan. I apologize. Now it's Moylan. Playing it along the line to McPherson. McPherson plays it back. And now here's Peters with it. Peters playing up to Bruno. Bruno playing back to Peters. Loomis really looking to build this out of the back here. Cleary gets the ball in the middle, turns, plays one up the side. Oh, really nice played ball to Costco. And now Loomis is pushing towards the box. Costco plays one in onto a charging McPherson who can't quite get his head on it, but now it's his brother with the ball. Plays one into Cleary. Cleary with his left foot. He wants that one back. He's shaking his head. but a well-played ball. So now this is Moylan corralling, that clearance from Amherst. And now it's Aiden O'Brien who trips on the ball there. Uncharacteristic play from him. It's so solid in the middle of the field. An absolute workhorse. Played all 90 minutes against Brunswick and was the heartbeat of the team. Constant offense moving through him and always checking back to play defense as well. That ball played up by Andover. Excuse me, I almost said it. Low-driven ball. Gets through the Andover forwards. Cleared away by Peters. So here's Moylan with it. Looks like Loomis here playing a 4-3-3. 4 defenders in the back, 3 midfielders and 3 forwards. I'm not a pure soccer expert, but from my observation, it looks like that's what they're playing. Shout out to Thirds Boys Soccer here on the island. I'm the assistant coach there with head coach Jackson Fleming. Just finished up practice only 25 minutes ago. Pretty solid one for us as we take on the Big Blue tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So if you guys are around on the island, stop by. Should be a good one. So now here's Loomis building it out of the back once again. No one's really been able to break through for the last 5 or 6 minutes. Loomis just taking their time and Andover sitting back and letting them do so. I would say Loomis has had the majority of the possession. But they've had solid moments, but they haven't really been able to create a real scoring opportunity since Susky shot off the crossbar. So now that's Andover with the throw in here. Most of the action seems to be played right now on the far side. So I'm not able to get a great look at the numbers, so I apologize for not using as many Andover names as I should be. It was on me. Might be time for glasses, I guess. But here's Fight with it now. Taking his time. He's going to dribble a little bit. Maybe hoping to draw an Andover defender, and instead he boots it. Going to his usual spot, 45-yard marker. He's taken down by McPherson. So here's Cleary now at his feet. Plays it to Akeem. Akeem Clark had it, but he lost it. Akeem, shout out to Alex Clark. Oh, and the Andover goalie misplaced that, but recovers. Boy, that was a scary moment for him. But as I was saying, Akeem Clark, his brother Alex Clark, was a post-grad here last year. He's playing soccer at Bucknell as a freshman. And last time I looked, he was starting. So, Alex, if you're watching, shout out to you. Lived in my dorm last year in Wareham, so part of the Wareham gang. Shout out to our Wareham album we created. He was part of it. Quite a bit of fun. But back to the game now. It's Koskell, plays it along to Peters. Peters in the corner. Plays it back to Koskell. Plays one in. Looked like a handball, but neither of the refs seemed to agree with me. What do I know? And now Andover picks it up and goes. I got a nod from a parent. I thought I was right too. So it's reassuring. So now Andover brings it down. Plays it. Really struggling to connect passes for team in white here. Kind of banging the ball around more so than connecting small, short passes as Loomis has done. And that players got tangled up there, and ref's going to call a foul there every time. He's going to get someone falls, it's usually a call. So now Andover looking to play this in. There are 4 backs, still back, getting a couple players forward. Looks like 4 of them. Loomis holding their line right at the 15-yard line. That ball's played high. I think that's Seamus all over it. Instead, it's brought down, headed away. Koskell plays it up to Cleary now. Cleary with it, playing a big ball to Michael Susky. It's curling in. Susky chests it down really nicely, but he plays a little bit too high of a pass for Akeem Clark, but it's brought down by McPherson, who plays it back to Clark, and now Clark is working hard on that side. He's working with speed, plays one with his left foot. The cross is knocked down, and Andover clears, but now O'Brien with it once again. Moylan now has it. You can hear the bench cheering them on. Playing for a little bit of life, a little bit of spark here. I wouldn't say anyone's playing flat, but just haven't seen a ton of offensive opportunities. Andover has 2 subs now, getting ready to go in. That's number 14, William Godbout, and number 17 was not listed on the roster, so I apologize, but only 14 and 17 looking to sub in when they get their chance. Bruno with it. Last year, Bruno recognized as a all-state, all-region player. Attended a nice ceremony for him and the rest of the Connecticut and New England all-state, all-region players. To meet his parents, really nice folks, and a day student, so not too far on Fang. And he's marching in. That looks like number 8, Charlie Murphy. Goal kick from the Andover keeper out to about the 40-yard line. Corralled by O'Brien to Clark. Clark with it, and a nice little turn on the ball. A little dummy step there. Looking to slice and dice and makes his way to the middle of the field. It's a bit congested, and he plays off a ball to no one could get on the end of that one. So now Andover with the counter here. But there's McPherson charging back, and sheesh. Beautiful day here, a great day for soccer. Not too hot, not too cold, a nice breeze. Under the lights here, and that ball's played to Fight. Handles that one with ease, and now he lets them take their time. Hoping he's going to roll one out quick instead. Well done by James Fight. Now Cleary with it in the middle of the field. Looks like he might try to play along. Nope, he plays one along to Peters, excuse me. Peters taking the middle of the field. Beats his first man, keeps charging, drawn by 4 guys. Now plays a ball to Clark, a fantastic ball, and he just can't get onto the end. Brady, a postgraduate, new to the island this year. Fun fact about Brady Trenchard, his mother and my mother went to college together. They consider themselves close friends. So I've known Brady since he was just a young buck. Feeling better and back to it now. So here's Andover with another free kick just outside the midline. Played in. Now it's Akeem with it. Plays it to Cleary. Oh, but it's knocked down by Beans. Now Susky fighting for a ball in their center back. Cleary pokes one out, and now Trenchard making a run. A great ball from Susky. And now Trenchard with it, coming in with speed, cuts back. Looks like he's taking his time here, letting things set up. He plays one back now to Bruno. Bruno with it. Plays one to Clark, touches one out to Peters. Peters looking to cross, I think. Cuts back, plays it back to Bruno. Bruno plays it to O'Brien, who turns. Plays one now. Great ball to Susky here, a touch on, and he just misses that ball. From there for the most part, but with a challenging keeper coming out and taking that angle, he had to gently try to flick that one into the corner, and it just missed wide. But the first quality opportunity for Loomis since the first, 2 minutes of the match. So now a goal kick from Andover, won by Andover. Dribbling with it in the middle, back to the Andover center back. Midfielder turns, pressured from O'Brien, and now Akeem Clark pressures, looks to poke one out, and Andover's forced to just play that ball out of bounds. Nice job. Nice job pressuring by the Andover midfield, the Loomis midfield. Holy cow! I apologize. So now here's Bruno with the ball, fighting hard. Calling it tight so far. Put along to McPherson now. He's going down the line. There's Trenchard with him. Looks to cut back. Pokes one through. O'Brien now. Plays one along to Cleary. Cleary tries to chip one into a Susky, but just doesn't connect, and now Andover clears. That's Bruno. Charging on. Dramatic leap there to head that ball, and the student section loved it. So here's Peters now knocking down that pass, and here's Cleary. Plays it along down the line. Turn now. Loomis stops, takes their time to set up. Cleary plays one, touches along to Peters, a little give and go action. Peters stays with it. Andover pokes it out, and they look to recover now. Cleary couldn't. His touch just carries out of bounds, and now that's Andover player Ethan Hong from Tenafly, New Jersey. A freshman, 2022. So here's Moylan playing it along to McPherson. McPherson brings it in. Still carrying. Looks to play one down the line. Susky seems to be stepped on. He's shaking his foot out a little bit. But, oh my. Kind of a smooth play from James, but he's got to charge back into that goal quickly. So here's Cleary with it now. Plays it back to McPherson. Bruno with it now. Plays it along to Cleary in the center of the field. Cleary plays it along. Oh, sneaky little turn attempt by that Loomis midfielder, and a foul called from. Wow, that's an interesting spot to call that foul, but it's in favor of Loomis, so I'm not going to argue with it. Sorry, Andover fans, but you got a bit of a homer. So here's Peter with it. Plays back to O'Brien. Plays it to Susky. Susky turns. Dribbling. Poked away by an Andover defender. Susky has that type of talent. He can dribble through an entire line. Just hasn't happened yet today. So that's Moylan chesting that down. Picked up by O'Brien. Played back to Bruno. Bruno looking to play one wide to Peters. Peters looking to beat his defender. Has had the best of him so far, managed to get down the line quite a couple times. But the Andover defender does a nice job recovering there. He takes it from Peters, but he's turned by Akeem Clark, and that ball just out of bounds. Going to redo that throw in as the Andover sub hadn't quite gotten onto the field yet. David O'Brien from Linfield, Mass. Andover has it, plays it to their center back, but it's punched along. Cleary has it, played forward. It's Bruno, cuts that pass off and plays it out wide to McPherson. Malik McPherson with it, charging down the line. He has Trenchard with him, plays one to Trenchard. Trenchard, ball at his feet. Plays one to O'Brien. It kind of gets deflected, and now O'Brien charges in but isn't able to win it. Here comes Andover on the counter. Shane Bruno forced to just, but he handled it with grace. So maybe a bit of a more quality opportunity for them. A nicely driven ball into the box there. Going to go, and it looks like it's going to be a corner for Andover once again. That ball. The scoreboard says 16 minutes. Pratt Field here. Normally, when the football team plays, when the soccer team here has one game a season, and today is that day. I believe last year they played Andover at Andover in their stadium. Pretty beautiful stadium there on that campus, and a header from the Andover player. Here comes Alassane subbing in now. That's number 10. He's got the Odell Beckham Jr. hair going. He likes it. Quite a popular kid on campus. You can hear the bench getting, the student section, excuse me, getting all fired up. But here's Andover taking down that. So now Cleary with it as Loomis forces that ball away. Peters plays it along. That ball's cut out by Andover defender. And now Cleary's going to take the throw. Peters taking the throw in now. Looking for someone to check in, check out. Plays along to Susky. Susky chests it down. Does a little flick. Fighting off two defenders. Still up in the air. Trying to bring it down. Still up in the air. Cleary now takes a touch. Now here's Andover on the counter. Moylan on the back of his man. O'Brien chasing his guy. Andover forward. Cuts it back. Plays it along now. Ooh, and a dangerously head ball there. Andover player kicks a field goal. I think that went right through the. Excuse me, it didn't. It's for themselves. They've started connecting passes more, and I think they're looking to play longer balls onto some faster forwards. Maybe the big ball for them might be the success they need today. So now here's Cleary playing a nice ball into Trenchard. Trenchard can't quite get on it. Andover has it now. It's number 19, Alan Fang with it, taking his space, playing a ball. Now it's Bruno with it. Plays one to Fight. Fight takes a touch. Plays it along to Bruno. Bruno has it. Plays one to Clark. Clark now playing the ball to Alassane. Alassane brings it down and plays one around to Susky. Susky now has it. Pretty electrifying player. You can hear the bench get all fired up. And a cross that he puts into Brady Trenchard. Forcey issue. Cleary with it. Now Clark. Clark fighting for it. No call from the official. He plays with his left foot. A bit hopeful. That's Brady Trenchard knocking down that goal kick. The goalie for Loomis, Keon Young. I apologize if that's a mispronunciation of his name. He's from Cambridge, Mass, number 29, with that goal kick. But here's Loomis now. Alassane with the ball at his feet. Tried to play one along to Susky, but it's jabbed away. And now Moylan brings it down. Plays one into O'Brien, but they can't quite connect. So now here's Bruno with the ball. Bruno charging forward. Slowing down now, taking a breath, letting his team settle. Plays it to Clark. Clark brings it down over to Peters. Peters can't quite handle that pass in the air, but now here's Bruno with it. Looking to play to feet. Finds O'Brien. He charges forward now, looking to build some speed. Plays it to Alassane. Alassane turns. Plays back to O'Brien, who plays out to Susky wide. Susky doing some dribbling. Plays along to O'Brien. Now it's McPherson with it. Looks to play one back to O'Brien, but they can't quite connect, and Andover on the counter now. Andover with the ball. 40-yard line. Playing a long one in at Moylan. Moylan handles it. Now he's going to take the ball forward. It seems to me that Andover is looking to just play long balls over the heads of the Loomis defenders and have their speedy forwards, who have done a nice job of it thus far, charge onto balls. But ball to number 19, Alan Fang, said his name quite a bit today. Plays a high ball over to his teammate, but Alassane takes it away. Much to the pleasure of many of his peers over there in the student section. Like I said, very popular here on the island. But now Andover with it. And then they're building up their counter, going down the line. Pretty nice ball. Played along to the Andover forward, but Moylan knocks it away. He gets up. If we flash over the clock and it's stuck at 2 minutes, do not worry. The clock stops at 2 minutes and the refs take time from there. They add a little bit of stoppage time, I believe, but they have the official game clock. I'm not 100% positive if they had stoppage time in the first half, but I know that in our last game against Brunswick, there was a player who was hurt, and because of the injury and taking the time to get him off the field, the official warned me that they would be playing a little bit of stoppage time. So with that being said, they can also signal to the timekeeper to stop the clock. So I'm not 100% sure how that works, but I'm going on a bit of a tangent anyways. So Andover now with the ball. Plays one down to forward. Shane Bruno's just going to try to see it out. Fight picks it up. Rolls one out to his spot. He's trying to set it up quickly. Looks like he's going to play short, but there's a sub. That's Brady Trenchard, coming out, and Lincoln Rybeck coming into the game. Short shift for Brady as he's recovering from a fever. Looks like they're just trying to keep him fresh here. So now here's Clark with it. Can't quite handle the pass. So here's Fang from Andover. Ball's being fought over, and Akeem wins it. Well done by Akeem. Tries to play one to Susky. Susky trying to bring that ball down. Gets a little physical. 46-yard line, center of the park. Looks like maybe they're going to play short. Nope, looks like they're going to try to play a long one in here. Getting all their players forward, and with 8:30 left on the clock. Andover player has it at the top of the box, but it's taken away by Bruno, I believe. So now Susky draws a foul, puts the ball down, and Andover looks to recover quickly. Susky charges with it. There's just a quick one. Has some serious speed with the ball at his feet. To O'Brien now. Through ball to Susky. Susky has it. Looks to dribble. It's poked away by Andover defender. Now a corner coming out as number 11, Isaac Hershenson. So here's the kick from Cleary. Higher ball, played deeper into the box. Won by Andover, who heads in and clears it out. And then here's Peters, who just kind of in behind the goalie. So Young with a kick. Lower to about the 40-yard line. It's knocked down by Koskol. Plays it to Clark. Clark plays it to Alassane. Alassane turns. Plays back to Koskol. Who plays back to McPherson. McPherson dribbles, but he loses it. And now it's Andover on the counter. It's a one-on-one here as Loomis is recovering, but the Andover player runs by the ball. Then a miscommunication, but Loomis is able to clear it out. Now it's brought down by Rybeck. Rybeck putting on some pressure. He's fresh. He just subbed in only a few minutes ago. Still working hard. And Andover knocking it around pretty well right now. Connecting to feet, playing good balls, having some possession here. Still passing. Now they look to switch the field. Pretty nice ball there. But Moylan challenging. And here comes Fight to see it out. It's going to box out. Oh, and it's going to be a goal kick. Great effort from the Andover player to try to keep it in. Pretty well done. James Fight way out there to try to box that guy out. High kick from Fight. Fought over by a couple Andover players, and it's won by them. And now the foul from the official. As Koskol kind of goes forward. Plays a nice ball in. It's headed on. Really nice header there, but right at Fight, and Fight's able to handle that. Andover seems to have it down when it comes to those free kicks. They're just looking to play long balls in and attack the cage with numbers. That's just like Koskol did on the last play. Andover player did pretty similar. So now Loomis with it. Plays one short to Cleary. Plays one back. Bruno has it now. Bruno plays long to O'Brien. O'Brien turns on it. Little dummy step. Slides on the turf. That might result in some turf burn later, but here's Alassane with it. He has McPherson with him, charging down the lane. He beats his man, plays through. Andover player pokes it by, but Alassane stays with it. Possible challenges now. Nicely done by that Andover defender that will bring the ball in and take care of that. So now Moylan chasing this long kick. Looks like he's going to try to shield out here. And it's going to... Fight with a big kick by the 55-yard line. Won by Andover. And the ball's still bouncing around the air as players fight for it. A little bit more upset. Maybe Koskol just needs a quick word. But here we are with Andover. A pretty similar situation here. A lot of free kicks in this area. They look to just play balls into the box. That's a high chip. Fights out on it. Catches it, handles it well. James out on it pretty early. He throws one out now. Absolute laser beam to Koskol. Plays one on. Can't quite connect with Alassane. And now Andover on the counter here. And a nice recovery by Koskol as he pokes his left. Number 6, David O'Brien. Playing with a knee brace. Hope he's healthy and doing well. This ball fought over. Andover has it still, right on the top of the box. Nice little poke by McPherson there. I think that was clean. Looked like he got a little bit of ball and caused the Andover defender to fall. But so now here's Akeem Clark playing it. A ball to Lincoln Rybeck. It's pretty well done. Rybeck chasing on. He brings it down. 2 defenders on him. He turns, plays one off to Cleary. Cleary cuts back, takes a shot that's blocked by the Andover defender and cleared out. So now clock is stopped. We're at the 2-minute mark, and Bruno has it. Plays one down the line. A nice ball to Peters. Peters onside, plays one in. Andover defender kind of knocks it away, and now it'll be a Loomis throw-in, I believe. Throws one in to Clark. Clark turns his man, plays it along to Cleary. Cleary plays the ball to the left foot, a low line drive in, handled by Andover. So now Bruno brings it down at the 40-yard line. Plays one into Cleary. Cleary plays one down the line to Peters. Peters corrals it, cuts towards the goal, crosses one in. Ooh, great ball. Rybeck just missed a nice volley opportunity there. So now McPherson with it, dribbles a little bit too much and loses it. And now Andover on the counter here. I believe that's number 14, William Godbout. But Moylan handles that. He falls and needs to get up quickly as Andover keeps going. Andover with a strong counter here. A ref yelling 45 seconds. Sounds like there's 45 seconds left in this half here. Ball played in from Andover. Not cleared by Loomis. Struggling to just clear this one. And Alassane finally clears it away. Rybeck takes it down, plays it along to Cleary. Cleary plays one through to Clark. Clark can't quite handle that pass, but he's applying pressure on the D. Now Andover attacking here. And Loomis, trying to play this one quick. And the ref counting down. 5 seconds left here. Andover just kicks it out, and that'll be the half, folks. 0-0. Broadcasting specialist, graduated last year. Martin Goldfarb, we're missing it quite a bit. So here's Loomis with it. Susky plays it back to O'Brien. O'Brien plays it into Susky. Touches it off to Nick Belek. Now to Alassane. Alassane has it, dribbling with it. Back to Belek. Belek traps it, dribbles by one man, plays it off to Cleary. Cleary handles it, plays it to Belek again. Belek has it, holds, plays it off to Alassane. Alassane has it, plays it to Belek. Belek to O'Brien. Now ball from O'Brien, played to Akeem Clark, and it's going to be a line drive. Oh, what a chance for Lou. Didn't quite find the back of the net. So we're still tied at 0 here with 43 minutes and 40 seconds left. But a pretty solid opportunity. So a kick now from Amherst. No longer taking the goal kicks is Young. Maybe tweaked the knee, who knows, but I hope he's okay. But here's Belek with it now, dribbling. Loses it though. And plays the ball to Peters. Peters corrals it in front of the fans. Go wild. So here's Moylan who plays one. Excuse me, not Moylan, Bruno. So Peters with it again. Plays one. I'm not sure who that was intended for, but it finds the feet of an Andover center back. And now Andover with it on their counter. With the ball right in the center of the park. And take it and carry it. That's number 7, David Wang. Still dribbling with it. Looks to take a shot, but he's tackled by Aiden O'Brien. So now Loomis clears it out. And that's number 12 with it. That's Samuel Kumler. So now O'Brien has it. Excuse me, not O'Brien. Moylan has it. To O'Brien. Turns, plays it out to Bruno, and Bruno plays it to Belek. Belek settles down and plays it back to Bruno. Bruno playing a long ball to Clark. It's knocked down there by number 12 from Andover, Kumler. So now it's number 8, Charlie Murphy with it. Plays it over to his teammate, who switches the field. Now Andover trying to build out of the back a little bit. Turns it over though, Peters with it. Finds Susky. Susky plays to Belek. Belek to O'Brien. And neither team really quite able to connect in the last minute or two. Ball just seems to be bouncing around, more of a tennis match than soccer. But now Andover on the attacking line. Nice crafty little play there. Andover charging. Launches a shot. Boy, that was ball right on the 50-yard line. Wind at his back this time around. Looks like he's going to put it up under the opponent's 40. So a big boot there from him. And now Alassane pressuring the long kick. Clark brings it down. His first touch is a little strong, but he stays with it. Fights off an Andover defender, and now it's going to be an Andover throw. Settling with Andover, and they throw it in. Belek shoulders the ball away to McPherson. Malisik fighting for it in the air. Malik also plays a short ball along, pressure. Moylan charging forward, plays a ball. Ooh, ball caught up in the face of the Andover defender, but it seems fine. Cleary pokes one through. Looks like he megged him there. So now it's Alassane with it, playing a ball off to Susky. Susky's onside, takes a shot. Oh, and a great save. I think that might have gone goalie pike, then back to the goalie. But now Belek with it in the middle of the field. Boy, another opportunity for Susky, but he just can't quite finish thus far. So now Moylan with it, plays to Cleary, touches along to McPherson. Cuts back. It's going to call a foul out. So this is Belek taking a knee, seems to be injured. Hope everything's okay there. Maybe just got stepped on and needs a quick break. Subbing in for him is Brady Trenchard. Cleary plays a ball in, kind of chips it. Andover defender on the end of it. They keep it from going out of bounds for a corner, but it's going to be a Loomis throw-in instead. A couple Andover players warming up over there, 3 of them. So we'll see when they look to make certain substitutions, keep boys fresh. A little bit of a smaller bench than Loomis, but some players in suits as well who maybe are injured. So Clark with it now. Loses it, and Andover looking to counter. O'Brien still staying on it. Nicely done by the Andover player to play that ball in the center of the field. So here comes Andover. Ball played into the corner, collected by Andover. Andover looking to threaten now. Great defense, but Andover gets the ball back. A ball into pretty good looking. Topsfield, Mass. Shout out to an old teammate of mine, Tucker Mrs. I grew up in Topsfield area, along with another friend of mine, Max King. So Andover now with the ball in the box, just kind of being kicked around and finally poked just outside of the box, but Andover still fighting for it in the air. This ball just doesn't want to seem to be settled on the ground. So now Cleary finally brings it down, not sure what to do with it. He corrals it, cuts back again. The freshman sensation making moves and firing the fans up. Pretty electric stuff from him. So now Susky with it, ball at his feet, he's dribbling, he cuts, plays one out to McPherson, who's wide. McPherson dribbles, sees 2 guys, tried to play along to Trenchard. Pass isn't quite there. There's a punt now, Andover keeper Young. A line driver, bounces once, headed along by O'Brien to Alassane. Alassane takes it, number 10, at his feet, plays it along to Clark. The ball just bouncing back and forth before Cleary kind of knocks it down into the corner. Trenchard chases. So Luke Pan now with the throw, just subbed in. Headed by McPherson. Down to Clark, to Cleary, but it's just out of reach, but he fights his man off. Plays it into Alassane. Alassane to Clark. Clark makes a move, tries to get by his man. Very hopeful ball. Down a little bit closer to goal and challenge immediately. But that's pretty well done from the Andover player. Loomis wins the ball in the air though, and it's Trenchard now fighting for it. Trenchard with some speed, blows by Pan, has it now, coming across the line, makes a move, slices and dices, makes his first guy but loses on his second man. So Andover with a nice clearance. So now Moylan brings it down to O'Brien. O'Brien plays it wide. But it gets knocked away by Andover midfielder. But a sliding tackle from O'Brien. He takes one to the face. He's just working hard here. Like I said, that's pretty usual stuff from O'Brien. But here's Susky with it, trying to work his magic. Has it with a defender on him. He's drawing a second one and plays it off to Peters. Peters to O'Brien. McPherson playing one. To Cleary, excuse me. Alassane has it. Tries to turn but loses it. So Moylan steps up, knocks that pass down. Throw in from Andover, awfully close to the fan section. We have to back those kids up. But here's Andover with it, knocking it around. They lose it. Clark has it. He turns, has Trenchard open in space, plays it to him, but it's cut off by Luke Pan. Luke Pan has it now, a little miscommunication, but Andover's back on the counter with it at their feet. So now here's Cleary, throwing from McPherson, looking to play the ball into the middle of the field. Cuts back again, plays one into Clark. Clark can't quite handle it. And that one's played towards goalie James Fight, who comes out, decides not to, and it's cleared away by Loomis. So now Alassane has it. Boy, I thought that was a handball, but we're going to keep playing. Trenchard tries to maneuver around an Andover defender, but now Andover on the counter. There's O'Brien. Old faithful there. McPherson has it to Rybeck. Rybeck looks, plays one down the line. Pretty good ball to O'Brien. Well done. It's going to run forever on this turf. Now O'Brien has it. Ooh, he cuts back. Nicely done. Plays a ball in to the back post. Alassane is there, but he can't quite handle it. Ends up booting. But like I said, a beautiful night here on the island. Perfect temperature, perfect breeze. It's been fun thus far. So Andover with the goal kick. It's up right around the 40-yard line. Trenchard's on it to challenge, but Andover wins it. Loomis recovers. There's Fight coming way out to kick this one. Looks like it's going to make it all the way back to the goal. And there's Ryback charging on it hard. Is he going to be able to keep this in? Looks like he might. Oh, great hustle by Ryback, but that in other favor. So here's McPherson with it, dribbling. Tries to beat his second man. Loses it. Trying to box out. Falls. Oh, good little play. Jabs a foot out there, and it's going to. So McPherson knocks that throw down. It's a long ball. This is dangerous here. Two defenders on the Andover forward here, though. Andover still charging. Blocked away by Bruno. He's looking to clear the ball. Does with his left foot. Looks like a handball is being played on. And then Andover's had some solid opportunities here. So let's see if Loomis is able to check up on their men and lock this down here. Service coming in. Short bending ball. It's turned away by Loomis, and now it's Brady Trenchard pressuring this hard. Good fight from both of them. Huh. That's headed away by Moylan. And it goes out of bounds. It's an Andover throw now. 28:45 left on the clock, if you can't see it. Oh, flicked on by an Andover player and back down to his feet, but here's O'Brien with it. Plays one back to McPherson. McPherson charging forward, cuts back. Plays one along to Moylan. Moylan to Bruno. Bruno plays a ball over to Peters. Peters handles it, cuts back. A little shake and bake. They're looking to build out of the back here. O'Brien loses that ball, and now Andover with a quality chance. They're at the top of the box here. Fires a shot right at Jameis. Quality shot there. It's not the best location. Handled easily by Jameis, but a quality opportunity. A little bit casual from Loomis building out of the back like that, playing a dangerous ball in. But here's Jameis now with a big-time punt. Brought down by Ryback. And it's going to be a play on, I believe. So here's Andover now, who's had the better of the action in the last 5-10 minutes. Still have the ball. And they're going to play on here. Now Loomis on the counter-attack. Trenchard with it at his feet. Tries to get by his first man. Now he's dragged down by his shirt. Folks, I don't know about the call, the lap down by his shirt. So Loomis plays a quick one here down the line, and whistle's being blown. Is it a card? Now it starts again with the whistle. They play short instead to Susky. He walks in, he drives one with his left foot. Hip. Fans are enjoying it. Hope the Andover fans are as well. Looks like Bellick and Cosgill are going to try to sub in here for Loomis in their next opportunity. But that goal kick headed away by Brady Trenchard. And now it's Loomis with it. Cleary dribbles, has the ball, loses it for a second, cuts back, has it at his feet still. Tries to play one through the legs of his defender, and now it's going to be a Loomis throw-in. It's Peters with it. So now Loomis are going to make some subs here. That's Trenchard coming off, as well as Alassane Berry. So now Loomis has the ball. Poor pass from Shane Bruno results in a possession and a chance for Andover, and a great save from Jameis Fight. Wow. And Jameis Fight coming off his line and making a huge save. Pretty impressive stuff. So now it's McPherson with the ball, and Loomis needs to settle in a little bit. They haven't had quality chance in a little while. So Cleary with it. To Bruno. To Cosgill. Poor pass from him results in an Andover throw-in. So now it's Bellick with the ball at his feet. He plays it along to Ryback. Ryback's running onto it. Didn't look offsides, but that ball's going to carry out of bounds anyways, so an Andover throw. Ryback looks to recover and try to trap the Big Blue in their half of the field. Loomis holding on to McPherson, and Loomis opting to take the quick one. So here's Bellick in the middle of the field. Plays one along. Boy, Loomis is struggling to connect passes. He's getting a little bit too casual, I think. But it's a Loomis throw-in now. Throwing it back to Bruno. Bruno has it. Plays to Cleary. Touches along to O'Brien. Plays it to Rybeck. Rybeck, a wall pass back, and then back to Rybeck, who plays it along to McPherson. Now they're knocking the ball around. Maybe they heard me. McPherson plays a ball in, and Rybeck flicks it on, but it's a little kick from Young, kind of stalling in the air with the wind. Flicked on by Andover midfielder to O'Brien with it. Pokes it out to Cleary. Cleary negs his man. Tap through. Plays one through. Cosmo charges out, and he gets kicked, I believe, in the groin area. He looks to be in some pain there. But now it's Peters with the ball. Looking to play. Plays to Cleary. Boy, we've said his name quite a bit so far this game. Plays one along. Suski's going to try to get onto the back of this. Boy, does he have some speed there, huh? He cuts back again, plays, the defender falls, looks to play one again, plays one in, knocked away by the Andover defender. Now there's an what happens here if Loomis takes the throw in. Sorry folks, disconnection in the mic there, I accidentally unplugged it. So now here's Cosgrove playing into Bellick. Bellick can't quite handle it. So now this is number 14 on Andover with it, William Godbout. Cleary takes it from Godbout, then loses it, then gets it back. Still fighting for it, still has it at his feet. Plays a ball into Susky, but he just too much of a touch. Punt here. That's a high one up into the lights. Right at the 45-yard line. It's played back to Bruno, who slips, but he recovers. And he plays the ball in. So Cleary has it now. There's Eamon Moylan with it. He cuts back and plays one through to O'Brien. O'Brien plays it along to Bruno. Peters with it now. Peters charging down the line. Still has it at his feet. Still has it. He's blowing by his men. He plays one in to Susky. Takes a touch. Guys on Susky's back. He still has the ball. He takes a shot. He scores! Excellent run from Peters. Just kind of blew by all those guys. Ball was glued to his feet, and he kept going. Got to the corner flag there and played one in. Susky handled it. Maybe at the top of the box. Two defenders on his back. Two defenders in front of him. Just kind of found a way through him. It's a classic Susky goal. 4 defenders on him, and he just pokes one through and finds the back of the net. So here's Young with the punt now. It's a pretty darn good one. Moylan knees it. Bruno kicks it to Cosgrove. Cosgrove takes it down pretty well done, flicks it by his defender, Luke Pan. Now he comes charging down the line. Tried to play one into Susky, but it's a little forward. But here's Peters with it again. Peters making some moves, trying to slice and dice, feeling it after his last play. Now Cosgrove has the ball in the corner. He's trying to get some freedom. He plays the ball into the Andover defender, and then he forces a goal kick. Kicks up. O'Brien over his head, chests it down. Pretty impressive there. Hands were high, but he managed to get it done. So Andover defender clears that one way out onto the track and over the so now Loomis with the throw into Bellick. Bellick flicks one up into the air. Andover fighting for it. Wow, it's crossed in. Volley cross. Rybeck trying to get on the back of it. And Andover's able to clear it. Clears it to Cosgrove. Cosgrove has it. Plays it over to Bellick. Bellick can't quite. High long throw from Andover. Fought over by Andover defender, forward, and Zach Peters. And now a ball in, and Andover forward. That's an awfully long ball. Not with the speed, maybe forced that forward to take a shot from where he was. Eamon, a pretty impressive athlete. Plays on the varsity lacrosse team as well. I've played one-on-one basketball with him once or twice before, and hate to admit it, but he's shaking me up. So his parents are down there laughing at me now. But so shout out to Eamon, one of our lacrosse guys. So here's Susky with the throw-in now. Just waiting. Peters with it. Plays it back. Cosgill plays it to O'Brien. O'Brien to Cleary. Cleary touches it off to O'Brien. O'Brien's got some space, but he couldn't quite get to the ball in time. Aiden plays one to Cleary. Cleary with a man on his back loses it. And now Andover looking to counter. Now Moylan with it. Moylan Bellick. Bellick just a little bit of a mistouch. And that ball looks like it's cruising out of bounds. So Loomis bench is enjoying that chance. Malik McPherson on the throw. Looks like Alassane getting ready to make a substitution here. Coach Helfrich talking to him. Rybeck with the ball, carrying it. Pass it along to Cleary. Cleary plays it to Koskell. Koskell plays it to Peters. Peters has it, dribbles, cuts back. Koskell has it now. Koskell plays it to Rybeck, and Rybeck just misses it. Pretty good opportunity for Rybeck there, but didn't quite work out. So now Young with the ball, bouncing around. 17 minutes and 10 seconds to go here. That's a high punt. It's going to be a little short with some backspin in the wind helping it out. Lost it in the lights there. So now it's being fought over. Rybeck brings it down, dribbles. Swarmed by Andover players who recover the ball. Now Andover looking to counter here. They poke one through, but it's Peters with it. Being pressured hard. He just boots one up there and takes a deep breath as the Loomis defense gets up and regroups. So Andover has it now at the 30-yard line. Playing it now, pokes it through. Peters with it. Misses O'Brien. Andover has it now. Andover with a little bit of space, but that's a shot. Handled pretty easily from Jameis Fight there. Not too threatening. Wasn't quite the Andover player's best hit. Hit the clock. He boots one up. Bellick flicks it on, and here comes Rybeck with some speed. Don't know if he's a lefty, but he might have to. Oh, he cuts back. Playing. He has a chance with his right foot. Takes a shot, and a good save from some speed. Boy, I thought maybe he was going to try to just hit it with his left foot, but he cut it back and took a pretty decent shot. Didn't quite have all the mustard he wanted onto it, but still challenged the goalie. So now O'Brien gets tripped up, and it looks like there's going to be a foul there. Loomis loves to play those free kicks quick. Boy, that's a tongue twister. I'm a little rusty in my broadcasting career. Those are the alliterations get me every time. But here comes a sub now. This is Alassane, and maybe even find the back of the net. He's quite the character. Always makes me laugh when he's talking, and one of those guys that never says anything that isn't funny. So now here's Bellick. He drives. What a shot from! Wow, that was an amazing shot. I'm lost for words. I think Bellick hit it with his left foot, but Young with a fantastic save. Got a piece of it with his palm and knocked it up into the crossbar. That was highlight reel stuff. I hope he got that on the film, because that was awesome. So now Andover with it, threatening. Loomis is starting to get their numbers back, though, on the defensive side of the ball. Andover player tries to play it in, but it's Shane Bruno. Covers calmly, plays it into Bellick. And now it looks like Loomis is going to try to counter. Susky trying to make a run. He's onside, but the ball is just too far played ahead. Good try. Good action there, a little back and forth. Things are picking up. So here's Koskell putting on a little pressure. Susky as well. Andover knocking the ball around. Carrying it now. Hard-driven ball. Knocked away by a Loomis defender, and then it's Shane Bruno, I believe, who clears it high and wide and out of bounds. So the student section has the ball, gives it back to Owen. Player checks in, throws it to him. Andover playing a long one, and Malik kind of misread it. McPherson, excuse me. First name basis with a lot of these kids, but a lot of the folks back home watching probably aren't. So Malik pick him up and get on him. But the ball headed into the air. Andover brings it down. There's an Andover player down on the ground. He's offsides. And so it looks like it's going to be a goal kick for Loomis. Winds up the kick. Jameis with a big boot. Boy, might have been his best of the day, up to like the 37-yard line. But now it's Andover manages to bring this ball down. They're playing forward with some pace now. Full steam ahead. They have it, 30-yard line, cutting into the middle, cuts back. Koskell defending, and a ball launched in at Jameis. Boy, they're taking shots from Fight. Pretty heavy wind at his back. Let's see what he does. Oh, line drive, big boot. Love to see it. It's the Andover defender. Kind of heads that over towards the fan section. Susky putting on some pressure. Andover plays it up. And Andover player fell. Home of the Jumbos. That free kick headed out by Loomis, and now Andover collects it. Looks to play a driven ball back in. Peters handles it. Plays it back to Fight. Fight with a big boot. And with the wind that his back, Fight can really just let those rip. And Andover keeps trying to play those tough, long balls. But that might be a corner for Loomis as Susky applies the pressure. And sometimes, so now Loomis opts to take the short kick, and Susky has it at his feet, cuts back again, plays to Cleary. Cleary chips one in. It's knocked off the backside of a Andover defender, and then pretty excellent stuff from Will Cleary. We'll see if he's just taking a quick water break and gets back in or what, but the freshman just having a stellar day. Now Andover's goal kick, fighting the wind. I mentioned it a couple times before. That ball stays in. Nice job by Andover as they're working, trying to build this thing back up. Ball still bouncing around in the air, and it's Trenchard on it. Wow, takes a foot up high towards the face. Seems to be fine. They knock the ball back and forth. So now it's Cosgill's going to leave the kick here, and it's going to be Bellick, I believe, who takes it. And it's Bellick taking the kick. The goal here might, and it's a low ball played in, headed away by Andover. Boy, I've done that a couple times. And so I believe it'll be a Loomis sideline. Number 4 on the hockey team. Excellent player, defender. But here's Andover with it. Plays a ball in, and it's challenged by Shane Bruno, who boots one up. And now Andover defenders working to get it. Can't quite handle it there, so Alasson's going to throws it into Alasson. Alasson fights off a defender. Plays one back to O'Brien. O'Brien plays simple to Trenchard. Trenchard turns, plays out to Cosgill. Cosgill plays into Susky. Susky's dribbling, plays it out wide to Peters. Not a great first touch from Peters, but he recovers. And it's going to be that ball stays in play. Plays it along to Trenchard. Trenchard dribbling, post one towards the goal. I think it's one to kick. I believe that's Kevin Cosgill taking the kick now. Plays a low driven ball in towards Malik McPherson. Trenchard brings it down. He's fighting off some defenders. And a launch from Peters. And so 6:14 left on the clock. Andover's going to take this goal kick now. Trenchard fighting for it. The hands were a little extended up a little bit. Plays simple. Trenchard tries to close it out. Andover with it on the sideline, still with it. Plays one into the middle. Now it's Moylan knocking that pass down. A great step from Moylan there. So now it's McPherson with it. Carrying it outside. Plays one into Bellick, but he can't quite find his feet, and now Andover has it in the middle of the field, trying to build out of the back here. Alasson pressuring. There's a long ball down the line, but Moylan steps up, chests it away, takes his time. Oh, a miss hit there, so now he's got to recover. Plays the ball in the center of the field. This Andover forward will shoot from anywhere, so he looks to wind up, plays one outside anyways, just at the top of the box. Trenchard pressuring now. Wow, a couple cutbacks from that Andover player, really well done, but Shane Bruno just gets sick of it and knocks it away himself. So now Susky's pressuring here, and the Andover defender is looking to find some space, but it's O'Brien who plays one to Susky, and here comes Susky now, 2 defenders on his back. Looks like he got stepped on, he's holding Brady, forces a throw in for the Pelicans. These new uniforms for Loomis looking sharp. Shout out to Under Armour, they did a nice job with them. There'll be another throw-in. Uniforms, that's how it works. So with 3 minutes left, it's going to be a Loomis throw-in, and that's number 11 subbing in. Isaac Hershenson. And that's Kevin Cosgill coming out. Andover's going to have to really press now. 2:45 left on the clock. Bellick plays it along to O'Brien. Takes it. Plays back to Peters. Peters grabs it. Bellick has it, still dribbling, loses the ball, and now we have a little bit of a risky situation there, but well done by O'Brien to just kind of poke that by. Now it's Moylan with it. Plays one along to McPherson. Hard tackle there, but he plays a ball down the line. Susky pressuring. Be another Loomis throw-in. Just decides to boot him out of bounds, and so be it. So Alassane with it. Plays one to the middle of the field to Bellick. Boy, I love to watch Bellick's left foot rocket that just struck the crossbar. That might have been the highlight of the game besides the goal. But here's Peter with it. 2 minutes on the clock, so the clock is stopped and the timer's on the ref here, so we'll wait for their whistle. But O'Brien chasing this ball, pokes it to his teammate Peters. Peters plays it back to Bruno. Bruno carrying, they seem content with just pulling the clock out. O'Brien has it now, plays it along to Moylan. Moylan to Alassane. Alassane to Trenchard. Trenchard has it. Trenchard down to, I believe that's Lincoln Rybeck on the far side. He cuts back. Plays one to Susky. But Susky slips and falls. So now Alassane working hard to get back, using a full spin. The kid puts a smile on my face. What can I say? And that's a handball from Sharon. Loomis getting as many guys back as they can now, and Alassane standing at about 10 yards from the ball, trying to maybe jump out and knock this thing down. Andover coach yelling, "Go at the goalie!" So it looks like they're really looking to play this one in. And that's curling too far away from Jameis. He can't come out, and well done by one of the Maroon defenders out there, who heads that one away and clears it out. So really nice job there to get the ball down deep. And it looks like Rybeck's going to pressure this thing. Young, the goaltender, takes it. Puts one, and that's going to go out of bounds. And I don't believe Rybeck touched it. Trying to decide where to throw this thing. Finally throws it along to Rybeck. And that's the whistle there. Exciting day for the Pelicans as Andover has bested them the last 2 seasons. Revenge.